Hello, I'm Charlotte Klein, and I'm investigating the sources of zinc contamination within waterways in Eugene-Springfield, Oregon. The goals of this work are to identify the sources of zinc pollution in the Eugene-Springfield metro area and to develop regulatory guidance for minimizing zinc loading to the environment. Zinc contamination within Eugene has been well documented. Data collected by the city of Eugene show zinc concentrations within waterways have been trending upward since collection started in 1997. More recently, as depicted in Figure 1, which shows box plots of the total zinc concentrations found at 6 ambient water quality testing locations within the Amazon basin for the 2019-2020 reporting period, show that almost every testing location yields samples which exceed the acute and chronic criterion for zinc concentrations, which is depicted by this red vertical line in Figure 1. Exceedances like this were also recorded in the Willamette Basin. Then, comparing Figure 1, which shows zinc water quality readings from ambient testing locations, to Figure 2, which shows zinc readings from stormwater infrastructure, of which directly discharges into the water bodies, shown in Figure 1. It is actually the norm for total zinc concentrations to be higher than the acute and chronic standards for zinc, suggesting it's stormwater runoff and anthropogenic sources which are causing the zinc contamination seen by the city of Eugene. My project aims to identify potential and likeliest sources of zinc contamination through literature review, keeping in mind specific catchment characteristics within the study area, including land use types, industry, and climatic elements that are present. Next, my project seeks to locate the zinc within Eugene and Springfield through descriptive time series mapping and an analysis of the drivers of zinc pollution using a parametric distance weighting method. My initial conclusions from the literature review include the potential sources of zinc contamination within the Eugene-Springfield area. In this diagram in Figure 3, each source is represented by a bubble and is grouped into different categories, including urban land cover, activities and behaviors with a subcategory of transportation, and industry. Each source is also color-coded based on the path in which zinc from this source enters the surface waters, which is either stormwater runoff, air deposition, or direct discharge. As zinc readily binds to soil particles, the likeliest and largest sources of zinc contamination must release to impervious surfaces which run off directly into the stormwater system during rain events, or is directly discharged through air deposition. As a result, the list of potential zinc sources is shortened. Transportation-derived zinc, so tire wear and brake wear, and zinc herbicides for moss control were both identified to have the potential to be the largest drivers of the zinc pollution, as they are both chronic enough conditions and amount to enough in aggregate to be causing the increasing zinc concentration trends seen by the city of Eugene over the past 20 years. Ongoing work on this project includes the temporal and spatial visualization of zinc concentrations across the waterways in Eugene and Springfield. While Figure 5 maps the zinc sampling locations within the Eugene area and the subcatchments that drain to each location, further mapping will show the zinc concentrations at these locations and more in Springfield over the past 5 years, and also visualize the industrial sources of zinc within each subcatchment. More quantitatively, an analysis of the potential drivers of zinc pollution, including the transportation-derived zinc and zinc herbicides for moss control, as well as industrial sources of zinc, will be conducted using a parametric distance weighting analysis to examine correlation between these sources and locations with high zinc concentrations. I'd like to thank the Metro Clean Water Partners for their partnership in this research. Thanks also to the Soil and Water Lab. This research was funded by the Presidential Undergraduate Research Scholars Program.